Hello, everybody. Just like 3 minutes late. Only 3 minutes late. We're here.
Better than a million minutes late.
Yeah, I was hitting go live and it just said it shut down weirdly, and so I had to go out and come back in, and then it worked. Like magic.
It's kind of like whenever Marlin on Finding Nemo teaches Nemo how to he swims out and then he swims back in.
Yeah. Just want to do it a few times. Okay. All right, Blaze is here. And
Blaze
is here, and Patty is here. Welcome.
Hi, Patty.
I know lots of live
this Jeannie. Morning.
Oh, and Black Star is here. And
hello, Black Star.
Yes. Oh, and Judy and
Rickwin and Michelle.
Good morning, good afternoon, happy New Year.
Good evening or good night.
Exactly.
Hello, Joanne.
Joanne is here. Yeah, so I was just over watching the Keto Chow live stream. And then as soon as we went live, I realized Nisha was going live.
Oh,
and so it's like joy live streams abundantly this morning.
So if you find someone else, if you would rather be somewhere else, think again, because we're the bee's knees.
There's always the replay. Either
for others, for sure.
Them. Yes, Rickwin says she came over from Keto Chow. Yes, so did everyone.
Love that so very much.
And now, see, you're on the other side this time, and you still have the superpowers that I don't have. It's so unfair. And I even on the live streams where I was alone, I had no guest, I still couldn't do it.
I don't know what to say. Some of us are just special.
I guess so. It's sad, but I'm trying to survive. Okay.
So if you were over at Chris and Miriam's Keto Chow live stream, then you are beyond aware that we have a new kid in town.
New kid in town. Salty.
So exciting. I've only had my hands on this for like a short minute, so I have not been able to try out all the flavors, but that doesn't make me any less excited.
Yeah. I don't have my bag to show, but I have my salty Stanley cup. Fancy schmancy. And we
wicked fancy schmancy. Super fancy schmancy. I have a story about Stanley cups whenever there's a dull moment.
Go now.
Okay. This is going to be a long one, kids. Buckle up. My sister is a high school teacher in a somewhat affluent area where all of the little girls in the high school have the big giant Stanley tumblers with the massive handles. You know, they've got like the 5-gallon bucket style drinking container. I kind of make fun of them, to be honest.
Yeah. Yes.
They're massive. And it's like you are lugging around, what is that, 40 ounces of water? So what would that be? Like almost 5 pounds of water, maybe more than 5 pounds of water, plus the weight of the cup itself. And I'm like, I don't have time to be going to the bathroom all day. I just don't. And you can't really feel, I don't know. So I kind of made fun of them. I get to my parents' house down in Texas, and my dad pulls out not what else but a 40-ounce Stanley cup. Nice. And I was like, who are you? Did all your little girlfriends think you were the coolest one on the planet? And he was like, what are you talking about? I don't drink enough water. I'm going to be using this thing to drink water. Chelsea, my little sister, gave it to me. And I was like, she's working in this, this school district, and these girls leave their Stanley cups behind in the locker room. She's a coach. So they leave them in the locker room. My sister will then display them in a lost and found zone. Like, these are people's. People come collect these. We don't have room for your, stored things. This is not your kitchen cupboard. And so she will leave them out there for weeks on end. Nobody will claim them. And it's not like it's a transient type of thing where a kid comes to school one week and then they never come back again. It's not the gym. It is the same kids all day, every day. And so nobody claims these cups. So my sister's like, well, after so many months, you kind of got to scoop them up and do something with them. So she took them home and she said, yeah, I've got like 7 of them in a cabinet right now. And Dad said he was needing something to drink water out of. So I just gave him one of those.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And I would make fun of him because here he is. He's one of the popular girls now.
Yeah. Autumn showed me a reel or TikTok or whatever it was, and it was a guy making fun of his wife carrying around a
Yes.
candy cup, but he has like the garbage can on his
Yes.
shoulder and with like, I don't know, a rake handle coming out of it, like the straw.
My favorite one is for sure like the Ozark 5-gallon blue water bottles and then putting like a piece of hose out of it. Classic. But I made fun of him like all week long. I tried really hard not to, but it was super hard.
Did he get it?
Did he get, well, once I explained it to him.
Oh, okay.
And then my cousin and his wife, they've got 3 kids, and their 3 kids all have this size Stanley decked out with all of the stickers. And my cousin's wife, she had one of the big boys with all of the stickers just all over it. And I was just like, oh my word, you just hauled in like 18 pounds of stuff. Yeah, and it's all just for water
program and hydration.
Well, so I make fun of them this whole time, only to come home and find.
Now you have your very own.
I have been inaugurated into Club Stanley, and now Jared said, "So you're gonna stick stickers all over it, like a Yeti one, maybe, since it's a Stanley?" And I was like,
Yes. I had a little Yeti sticker, and I gave it to Charity, who put it on her water bottle that's like from Costco. I don't even know, not hydro flask, but hydro something else.
Sure.
Some other knockoff. And
it's just the Yeti hydration. Sticker. That's all it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hilarious. Yeah. Well, I wanted a specific kind of water bottle a while back, and I did my research. I had no, like love of Stanley. Like I have to have it because it's a Stanley. So I went through the research and I picked the water bottle I wanted, and it's exactly this model, just obviously in different colors. And so I've been using that for several months now, and I love it. I think it's great because I needed something that I could just throw into a bag without worrying about it spilling. Yeah, you can do that with the straw sticking out. And so I have this exact one, purple and green and blue, I think. And now I have 2. But I love it. It's a great water bottle.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get the hang of drinking from a straw versus like a tip out cup. I just tend to I don't know, like it helps to drink water out of something that you're excited to drink water out of.
Yes.
And for now, I'm very excited about this even if it is a Stanley.
Yes.
I also really appreciate
you got to get over it. People are going to see you differently.
I know. I'm like, do I take that to church? I don't know. I don't know.
You crazy ketos are here.
Hi, y'all.
Guys.
How are you? I need to watch. I need to catch up on. I need to catch up on everybody's videos. Like this whole past week, we were completely like unplugged for the vast majority of our time there. So,
which is great.
Yeah, it is.
But then, you do have to catch up. Oh, look,
air frying Auntie.
Chris finally ended. Come on, Chris.
He acts like he's not a ham, but I am 100% sold out for the idea that he is fully interested in being on the things.
Yeah. Well, and when you combine that with the nerdiness.
Oh, it's a blessed event.
The ball just keeps rolling.
So good. So good. Hey, this is a coffee chat. Do you have coffee today? How are you doing?
I do. I'm almost done with it. It is decaf.
Oh.
So, okay.
Are you sending a signal for help?
Right. So for those who don't know, I quit coffee. I quit caffeine. And then I started having it periodically because I felt like I could have it or not have it. No big deal. I'm 90% certain that when I have coffee, I am way more tired the next day.
Oh.
And I'm still gonna try
dabble in understanding it.
Confirm that, but I am 90% sure that it wipes me out the next day. Which is really frustrating. It's like my body gets a taste of caffeine and they're like, it's like,
we know how to do this.
We are going to do this every day now.
Right.
We will force you to do this every day. So anyways, that was really frustrating because I was feeling like, oh, I'm so free. I can have it or I can not have it, which I feel that mentally, like I can have it without feeling like I'm going to have it mentally every day. But physically, my body is like, okay, we're doing this again.
Yeah,
I have to,
that's
it
so
takes a couple
lame.
days to like my body to, I don't know, recover from that, which is crazy.
That's like super lame.
Yeah.
How very dare you, body?
I know. Yeah. User 579 says adrenal fatigue, which I,
That
because I recover from it after a couple days, that doesn't quite make sense. It's more like, I don't know. I
well
don't know.
for sure. And you're pretty well balanced on electrolytes, or at least you're consistently having your electrolytes.
Yes.
So it's not like you're completely depleting those stores to the point where you would just be like flat out for the rest of a
Yeah.
month or something
Yeah.
like that.
I
So
don't I don't well, adrenal fatigue is a whole weird thing to talk about, which
isn't
adrenal
it?
isn't really a thing, it's a name for something else. Anyways, yeah. I mean, there could be something to that effect, but I think any of my fatigue issues, go back more to my iron stuff, which is more
Sure, sure.
so
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there. Um,
Mhm, mhm,
but
mhm, mhm,
Bear did
mhm.
show up. Look at that. He's here. We were just talking about you.
How's it going, Chris?
Yes, and we were talking about how we match with our fancy
Although I
schmancy
can't tell if the
families.
lighting is making yours look paler or
I
if
think it's just
it's
the lighting.
okay.
Yeah.
Lighting really has been messing with my eyes lately.
It is amazing how much lighting affects things. It's like I'll get comments on videos like, "Oh my gosh, your skin looks so amazing.
And
It's
you're
so
like,
much
hold
better than
up.
it was. It's so much better than it was, 2 years ago." And I'm like, "Do you realize like how much my camera has gotten better?" I'm like, that really, I mean, thanks, but I'll take it with a grain of salt.
How about a packet of salt tea?
Okay, so tell me what flavors you've tried. Tell all of us what you've
So
tried.
far we've gone Coco Loco because I am in a very, very big hot chocolate moment or era. I don't know. Whatever the popular kids, the young
Yeah,
kids say these days. I'm
yeah.
like having a huge hot chocolate experience time after time lately. Like
Okay,
that has been my go-to. Um,
could be
I've
worse.
done Coco Loco, I've done Caramel Vibes, and I have done Citrus Splash
Mhm,
because it was the most abundant in my bag. But like I
yes,
said, I've only had my hands on these for a couple of days at best
mhm.
with being in Texas. So the only thing I feel like I really could use is probably like a salty sticker. Oh,
Oh, do you have
I
the
didn't
little, oh, I was gonna go grab mine, you show. Those are amazing.
I didn't bring the little orange and blue one though. But I'm just like constant. It's
Yeah,
constant. It's
yeah.
and then I try to hold it like on different ones and see how much momentum I can get going.
Wow, that is amazing. Okay, so I've tried all of the fruity flavors. I haven't
Okay,
tried
okay,
the
okay.
chocolate flavors yet. They dissolve like nothing.
Instant.
Like, that is mind-boggling to me, and I mean, I've not had an issue with, like, the other ones, dissolving.
Not dissolving. Hmm.
Like, it's no big deal, but the salty ones, like, they dissolve like magic.
I know.
I don't
It is
know how they did that,
crazy.
but it is crazy. So if anyone's like, like, "I'm not doing electrolytes because of the dissolving issue,"
These are
these
gonna change your mind.
they got you covered. So they formulated, Chris was talking on the live chat about how they formulated them to be put into like a 16-ounce bottle. And so the amount of flavor and the amount of sweetener is less per
I
pack than
appreciate that
like Element.
much.
And so I do notice that the flavor is like more muted because I'm putting into the same amount of water that I'm used to with the other ones.
Oh,
And
sure.
so I definitely noticed that the flavor, it's not as like sharp and pointed,
In
but
your punch in the mouth.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And I do like to be punched in the mouth. So,
That's how
um,
we're the same.
they are different. Like what I wanted to highlight is it's not just the same. Like it's a different
Yeah,
experience. Like I feel like the flavors are quite different, even, comparing citrus to citrus and stuff like that.
for sure.
Um, I think anyone that has issues with the saltiness of other electrolytes, like Element or Redmond, not that,
Hmm.
they're not so much salty, but
Yes.
if you have an issue with the saltiness, which I don't, but if you do, this is definitely something to try. I think it's
Hmm.
a solid, option in the electrolyte spectrum.
Oh, for sure. So one of the things I did notice, so we've been using the chocolate salt elements for a while now for hot chocolate. I love that they came out with the Coco Loco to use as a hot chocolate.
Mhm.
The element one's for me. Now, maybe it's just a user error thing, but for me, it's as if like all of the element powder doesn't dissolve, or it dissolves, like all of the minerals part dissolves. The cocoa powder, though, it tends to, I can't make that one spin quite so well.
I know, yeah, you have to just, like, mess with it.
Yeah.
And
So
even the little tiny one in the middle spins.
I know. But the element chocolate salt, I always wind up with sediment in the bottom of my mug. With
Oh,
the salty Coco Loco, I didn't. Like, not a
okay.
grain of chocolate left in the bottom. So that was pretty wild.
Yes. Um, oh, there's talk. Is your husband here?
He is.
Where is he?
He's such a poor baby. That poor man. His awful wife.
Oh, I can't find it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, no.
She withheld it. You know
Wow,
what's funny is that
hard
he
life
sat there and was
being
like,
an
"Bleh,
influencer's
bleh, bleh,
husband.
bleh, bleh." And I was like, fine, if you want some, go have some. And then he chose not to. So feel like I
I
feel
have
like it was choices on his own.
I have not fed it to Jeff yet to see what he thinks, but that will happen. Yeah. You're so mean.
I'm awful. I tell you what though, like the bumped up volume of magnesium is huge.
Yeah. I
Huge. And the
I learned I have
potassium
to be
too.
careful with that.
Oh, yeah. Caution,
Or else, yeah, or else.
bathroom pyrotechnics as per
Mhm.
Joe.
So, yeah, there's definitely more magnesium in
A
salty
lot.
than other
Like
electrolytes.
triple the magnesium, double the potassium,
I
which
found
makes me
that out
wonder.
personally.
Um, I'm curious to know whether or not like Chris touched on this in their live stream announcing it about the potassium. And does that mean that it's not Canadian approved or like,
I was wondering about that too because they are really strict on their potassium.
which is so bizarre.
Yeah, which don't they have to do something to Keto Chow itself to sell in Canada now too, or is it just the packaging?
I don't remember exactly what the kerfluffle was, but I do think that they have to change things up in order for it to be appropriate according to Canadian guidelines or requirements. I guess they're not really guidelines.
Their requirements, yeah.
It's requirements, I think. Got to
All
get
right.
that terminology right.
There's
You just really
questions
do.
about the merch and when that's going to
I
be.
know. I really hope that he does make these public because these are rad. Okay,
Yeah,
I shouldn't.
they are great.
Stanley got me.
Well, Salty got you. They converted you. You wouldn't have done that for Salty. Peer pressure. Okay.
Oh, just Jason Keto. Hey man, I need to email you because I saw an email from you. So I definitely need to get back with you. He said that they won't be able to sell it through a Canadian reseller, but they could order it direct.
Oh, interesting.
Which is kind of a bummer because I'm sure that means that shipping and taxing and all of that fancy stuff is probably going to make it a little more not unattainable, but a little trickier, I suppose.
Yeah. All right. Chris says, I bet that Salty is trying to break into that exclusive airplane pilot influencer market. Very exclusive.
Oh, Jared.
Mm,
Oh, Jared.
okay. All right. Lots of fun chat
Hey,
going
did you
on.
see? Blaze,
Huh?
happy birthday. We're not
Oh,
singing, but happy birthday.
I did not see that. That's exciting. Happy birthday. Yeah. We're no Joe and Rachel over here.
Accurate.
I mean, but who is really?
Uh,
There is only
Also
one Joe
accurate.
and only one Rachel, if you know what I mean.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So I mean that's the real excitement of the morning.
It's what all the
big launch.
That's what all of the cool kids are talking about.
Yes. Yes.
It's so bad. Like, I'm making fun of me hard on it too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Jared went through and he texted my dad pictures of this when I opened it up, just to verify that Lindsay made so much fun of you that she got one of her own.
Yep. On yourself. Okay. Bev wants to know where we can purchase the Salty.
Okay.
2 different places as of now.
That's
the
right.
Website, which I believe is drinksalty.com.
I thought it was just https://salty.
I'm sure Chris will let us know. But the other place is Keto Chow's website, ketochow.com.
That's right.
And from my understanding, if you order from the Salty website, you get free shipping at $50.
Okay.
If you order from the Keto Chow website, you get free shipping at $100.
Okay.
So if you want to only buy $50 worth of Salty, order it from the Keto or from the Salty website.
Sure.
At the Keto Chow website, the bonus is you can use discount codes. So, which you can't use at salty.com or
that's right.
salty.com or whatever.
And also, like, if you're intending to support those who have affiliate links, like you want to support your favorite content creators, going through the Keto Chow website allows you to do that without it costing you extra monies. Salty is just direct you and them, like not an affiliate link.
Right. And as far as
this time, they may change that. I don't know.
Yeah. As far as the affiliate links with Keto Chow, the person with the link only gets a commission if you click the link. If you put in the coupon code, you'll get the discount, but they won't get the commission. So just keep that in mind if and you want to be supporting your favorite influencer.
Like Neely.
Like Lindsay. Make sure you click the link and go that way. And that will get the influencer the commission and you the discount. And then Blaze is also reminding us that on the Keto Chow website, you get the points and rewards, the store credit also. So the only reason to order through the Salty website is if you only want to spend that $50 and get the free shipping. There you go.
I strongly encourage you to go with the all the things pack, because it literally has some of everything if you are interested in trying it, just because like it's so hard to know which flavor you are going to just like be gaga for. It's also like I struggle with the whole committing to a single flavor type thing unless I'm just like honed in, like, and that's not very often. So getting the variety pack is really cool.
Also, Chris was saying that if you order Keto Chow on the Keto Chow website, I think through January 6th, maybe, you'll get a free 3-pack.
Cool. Yeah. I thought it was just ordering the Salty. You got the 3 free pack. So that's rad.
I think it's anything through the Keto Chow website.
Sweet.
If I'm understanding correctly, as you know, while supplies last.
As a non in the know person, because I have not been able to watch things.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's
my knowledge base is very limited right now.
Yeah. Just Jason Keto says sample packs are the way to go for sure. Bev is asking about how often How often do you drink electrolytes?
Or electrolytes, I tend to drink probably like one, sometimes two per day, just depending on how I'm feeling at the time.
Yes.
So that's my deal. But I also don't tend to drink as directed on the electrolytes.
You're not a rule follower?
Are we surprised? On these, it tells you to plug it into a 16-ounce volume of water. However, I'm more of a like 8 ounces at best, glug it down, and then hit the road.
Okay, so you like it strong.
If it is like the hot chocolate, I want to let that experience last even longer. So I will put like 14 to 16 ounces with hot water. But when it's just trying to drink this thing, I'm like, I want to get it all and I want to get it now. Let's just go. So that's personal preference. And that's the beauty of these things, that you can, pick and choose as you see fit.
Yeah. Yeah. I also am in the 1 to 2 servings per day, but I don't take them at specific times. I do drink to hunger. It just to hunger, to thirst. I drink to thirst, and it ends up being 1 to 2 per day, unless it's like a super hot day or something, and then I'll have more.
Sure.
So that's the way it usually goes. And sometimes it's like in hot chocolate, like Lindsey, and oftentimes it's just cold, because I like the fruity flavors the best. Those are my jam.
Very cool. Oh, I'm being handed a thing.
Oh, excellent.
Jared's home.
Woo! So you let him play with the fidget toy, but you didn't let him drink the stuff. So unfair.
I didn't even let him try my cup. Do you know why? This is at Lindsey Murphy.
Yeah. Yeah.
His name is not at Lindsey Murphy.
Get your own channel, man.
Listen, I seriously think he wants one. He's just too shy to actually do it. And I think he wants people to just be so jazzed about him that he's waiting for the fans to scream loud enough.
You hear that, fans? Start screaming.
I think he heard it too.
Yeah, I know. Well, Jeff has a channel in mind that he has, like with a friend of his, they've been talking about it for years. And like they even made some steps to actually make it happen. But
yeah,
it's like everything has to line up perfectly for it to happen. And that's never going to happen. So, but if it ever did happen, it would be epic.
Well, I think that's the thing. Like, we get it all built up in our minds to the point where it's like, oh, but what if it doesn't actually like come to fruition the way that my brain wants it to? Then I just can't even, I can't. It's just not a thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's where we kind of have thrived in the whole, like, we're going to fail anyway, so we might as well film it.
Right. Yeah. It's like, you just got to turn on the camera. It's kind of like having kids, or, all those life things where it's like, oh, we just have to wait for the perfect time where everything's right. Like, that's just not how life is.
It is not like that.
Yeah. So with my YouTube, it's just like, I never feel like I'm ready to turn on the camera. I just turn on the camera.
I tell you what, though, like,
I'm sure people notice.
I struggle with having like the best thoughts whenever I've just got like nothing going, nothing in my face, not a lens in my face, nothing in my face. All of a sudden I'm like, oh, look at how interconnected all of these ideas and thoughts are, and all of these different pieces of the puzzle just kind of interlock. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I got to talk about that. I go to turn on the camera, and what do? Total deer in headlights. I cannot remember what I thought and how I thought it and how I said it and how I connected the things. And if I try to think on it too hard, it vanishes. So yeah, I just record anyway. And I pray you are blessed.
Jared says, sing Jeff's YouTube channel theme song. I will not be doing that. But
I have some sadness in my heart about
that recording, because they do have a recording of it. And it's pretty great. It is pretty great. Let's see.
I feel like we've had multiple new people pop in. Hello, people coming in.
Welcome. Purple Love and Nona says, I was fortunate to get some samples to try, and the stuff is great. First one I
Yay!
put into 32 ounces, yes, and it was weak on flavor. 16 ounces is perfect. Yeah, I've been putting it into probably like 20 to 24 ounces, and
Okay.
it's pretty good, but I think I would like it better in 16 also.
And
Okay.
what's good at 16 might be better at 12, and what's better at 12 might be best in 4 ounces.
Because if something is good, less is better, more is better.
It's increasing in intensity.
There you go. More intensity is better. Okay, I'm not quite sure I understand this question from Poe. Got any keto with digestive enzymes? I'm wondering if you're asking about like the electrolytes with digestive enzymes. If you want to clarify, that would be great.
If it is like that kind of thing, did Good Idea have digestive enzymes in it? I remember it being good for your blood sugar, but I thought that was because of the allulose more so than any other thing.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't recall
I
though.
don't remember. I didn't never look into how Good Idea worked. I think there were multiple things about it. But
Sure.
yeah, I don't know about the digestive enzymes. Now, digestive enzymes are not keto or not keto. So if you need digestive
Yeah.
enzymes, you can have those in keto.
Just like electrolytes, they're not keto or non-keto.
Yeah, unless they add sugar to them.
And then they're not keto.
And then they're not keto. Yeah, but salty are keto. Yes.
Yeah. Oxbile flavor. Oh, Quiet Storm.
What? What? Oh. Yeah. Do you want an ox bile flavor electrolyte? Sounds fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, to each their own, you know? I'm not going to yuck that, but I'm going to definitely not be first in line to test that one out.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Reba says, so excited for this, but have a question. Stevia and I disagree with each other. That is a bummer. Will there be any options in the future with allulose or sucralose? I am curious why Chris and Miriam decided to go with stevia instead of sucralose, because they're big fans of sucralose. I mean, I have ideas about maybe why, but I am curious about that.
Sure.
And then, so Chris was talking about the stevia that he uses, and it's somehow very pure, such that people with ragweed issues don't tend to have problems with it. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, and I'm sure that he can clarify that, and we'll have more information about that. But it's purified to some degree that I don't think anyone would say you definitely won't have issues with it, but it's worth trying once to see, because it is such a purified form or something. So
I'm just like so far out of the know. I tell you what.
Yeah. Well, I just listened to his live stream this morning, so that's where I got the information.
I did finally get through the metabolic something or other podcast talking about the allulose study and whatnot, or studies, and I was like, hey.
Yeah. For those of you,
banana sandwich.
There's some really amazing research about allulose and how it can actually have a lot of health benefits. Like it's not just you get to have sweetness without having sugar. It's that actually including it in your diet can have a lot of metabolic benefits. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so I made it all the way through that one, was super jazzed, and then started the Bickman podcast interview, and I was like starting in on it, and then I was like, nope, we gotta put the pause on that and come back to it later.
Yeah. Chris Bear says that the blog post announcing Salty talks about the stevia and the allergy thing, so definitely check that out. Yeah, and so Reese is wondering why no one uses allulose in their products. Yeah.
I want to say like it's bulkier, so then it costs more and it weighs more. So I would imagine that is at least one piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. So I recently got the RX Sugar Swelthy sticks, which I think is such a weird name, but they they are they can be either a drink mix or you can eat them like
Pixie sticks?
sticks. Yes. The kids love them. Like Levi asked me for one every single day. Like they love them. And it's 10 grams of allulose in each one. And with all that I've been learning about the benefits of allulose, I'm like, sure, go ahead, have one. Anyways, I was gonna say you could take one of those, put it in your drink, and add like a clean slate or raw, unflavored electrolyte to that, and you'd have an allulose sweetened flavored electrolyte.
Yeah.
And the benefits of allulose on top
That's
of it.
wild. I borderline thought, wouldn't it be fun to just try to like, down these as pixie sticks? But then I realized that's probably not its intended purpose. And it probably needs a little bit of liquid to like help dissolve the minerals so that your body can absorb them more rapidly.
No, I've heard that people do that where just like, put it on their hand, lick it off. I think it's
like a fun dip, but keto style.
Yeah, as long as you're not drinking water.
Oh, sure.
As long as you're drinking, like, don't just do that and not drink any water ever.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Chris has some information. The main reason many don't use the allulose is that allulose has a lot of mass. You need 6 to 10 grams of allulose to equal the same sweetness as 60 to 100 milligrams of a high intensity sweetener. Yeah, definitely. Ooh.
It's got big mass.
Coco Loco tastes like a cup of hot cocoa in 12 ounces of water. Okay, Jared, did you put any like cream or anything in it, or just the hot water and the salty?
I'm gonna preemptively say that he used no cream in it. He just started. So we've been doing the Element hot chocolates here lately before we had access to this, and we would always add a little splash of cream because it kind of makes it creamier.
Yeah.
Surprise. And so then he asked me, maybe it was yesterday or maybe it was Christmas Day. He said, well, what happens if you don't add cream to it? So I made him one like that. And he was like, oh, there's like no difference other than like the creamy thing. And it doesn't really need cream. And I was like, yeah. And so he's officially a hot water only kind of guy on the hot drinks.
That's cool. I'll have to try it.
Yeah.
I have not.
Save himself from inflammation.
Yes.
Extra calories. That was something else. Like, I personally really love Keto Chow Core with stevia as a hot chocolate. But I tell you what, if you have already had a complete meal, you have already like been satisfied, then going in and turning Core into hot chocolate or like any of your chocolate protein powders, you're just adding extra nutrition that your body can't probably process, or it's going to save that for later. The thing I like about electrolyte packets is that you can still have that similar experience, and it's not going to it's not going to go over your body's needs and requirements for nutrition. So,
hot electrolytes are the tea of hot beverages. It's like you got your mochas and your lattes and your hot chocolates, and then you got your tea, and hot electrolytes can be that.
Oh yeah. Well, and I mean, I remember when I got my first Relight containers, I was all about like the electrolytes in general and the perfect keto ones too. I would always start them in hot water and then bring them, to about room temperature at coldest, because I always preferred hot drinks over cold drinks. So like now that everybody's all like, oh, try your electrolytes hot, I'm like, I was doing that.
Well, okay, so
give me significance.
I am also obsessed with the hot True Endurance and Energized Reds.
Oh, the Energized Reds.
It's so good. I mix them. I like a half a scoop of the True Endurance and a scoop of the
Energized Reds.
Yeah. And so good. So good. And I got Jeff hooked on it too. now. And so on the bottle of the True Endurance, it says like true energy, true something else, or I don't know, pure, I don't remember, but it says the word pumps. It's like it's got real pumps or something. I think it's real. I think the real is the word. Real energy,
Yeah.
real pumps. And Jeff yesterday, he was like, I kind of feel like I'm needing a little bit of pumps. Can you make me another one of those drinks?
I could really use some pumps right now.
Yeah, I'm
Could
like
you?
pump deficient right now.
Are you on it?
Yeah, so all so many good things.
So many good things.
Amber
I'm
says, sorry,
go ahead.
Amber
No.
says she needs electrolytes with collagen in it because she keeps forgetting to add collagen powders. There you go. I mean, there's so many opportunities because someone was talking about caffeine enhanced
Okay.
electrolytes, and which Redmond does have the
It's like their pre-workout version, right?
well, they have the pre-workout that has some caffeine in it, but they also have, I forget what it's called. It's something energy and it's not the same as the pre-workout formula. It's just an electrolyte with some caffeine, green tea extract or something. And
Okay.
yeah. Anyways, I forget what it's called.
I tell you what, like with Redmond, I'm so hyper focused on real salt, like buying it in the 25-pound bags. There's something wrong with me. And there's seasonings that and there's so many options for electrolytes on the market right now that their supplements tend to sort of like escape my attention because of their seasonings and their salt.
Yes. Well, it's kind of like we have our favorite chicken wing restaurant here in town, and like we love their chicken wings, and they also make burgers and pizza. And my husband, he's always like, I would love to try those sometime, but I'm never gonna go there and not order chicken wings,
Yeah.
It's what you do. You go there, you order chicken wings.
This is the purpose of this place. They just have all this extra stuff for people who are lame.
Yes.
Although it probably it would just so happen that those burgers are probably the literal best burgers on the planet, but nobody would know.
No one would know.
It's chicken wings.
Find out.
It's wings or nothing.
Carmen is here and able to comment now. Yeah. Commenting with the TV and all the stuff is.
Oh, wow. I appreciate you so very much for going to all that trouble just to hang out with us.
Yes, we do appreciate it very much. Yeah. So Christy from Meeting Wellness is saying that she's just learning about
Christy.
Salty. And yes, everyone is just learning about Salty.
That's right.
It was just announced less than an hour ago. Very exciting. All right.
I feel like it's been announced a little bit longer than that now, because it's already
an hour and 46 minutes ago.
Approximately.
Yeah.
Approximately.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, yes. I have not tried this yet, but Mike Shaw just made the comment of trying it with carbonated water. That is a 10 out of 10 recommend from me.
Okay.
Mixing anything in carbonate. I mean, just drinking plain seltzer water is my jam. So then you add electrolytes to it, and then you add sweetness and flavorings to it, and all of a sudden you've got like a fruity soda.
Yeah.
We're gonna have chocolate added to carbonated water, so it's a chocolate soda.
That would be weird.
I know, but
I was listening to I think it was the carnivore doctor, Lisa Wiedemann. She was talking about a chocolate flavored seltzer water.
It's not weird.
Yeah. And I think it was chocolate flavored. Anyways, it was like there's no sweetness or anything. It's just like this hint of chocolate in it. Super crazy.
I'm into it. I'm into trying it at least once.
I'll try it once to see. All right. Let's see. Watch Chris's live. He recommends mixing it in regular water and adding the carbonated water for a chance at success. So because if you mix the carbonated water, all the bubbles will be gone. So what I usually
Well, I think the sodium, or I don't know if it's the salt or if it's the magnesium, reacts with the carbonation and creates a mini volcano, which is why whenever I mix with any kind of carbonated water, I do a little bit of carbonated water in the bottom of the glass, the
Yes.
whole volume of my electrolytes, swirl,
Yes.
swirl, swirl, let it settle for a minute, and then add the rest.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. We learn along with our children.
We sure do.
That's
We
how
sure do.
homeschooling works. If you feel like it's kind of like with YouTube. If you feel like you have to have it all figured out before you start, you'll never start.
Well, not only that, but like you're in the wrong mind frame or frame of mind. You just have to be like half a step ahead of somebody else and willing to like learn and adjust. That's all. That's all it takes.
It's true. Okay. What's your flavor? I assume of the salty. Of the
Well, I've
flavor.
only had the 3 so far, and so far Coco Loco hands down. But I've also mentioned I'm in a very solid like hot cocoa kind of era at the moment. So
From what I have tasted, because I tasted all the fruity flavors, I think the berry one was my favorite, if I remember.
sure. I love berry flavors. I have not tried that one.
It was
but
really good. Really
Booyah berry. Oh my word. That takes me back to like whenever my oldest was like 2.
good.
We would tell her, okay, booyah, and she would say, no booba.
Wow.
Precious little babies.
Oh, Ellie says she needs to learn about homeschooling soon. Got a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. Yep. Well, what I always like to say is that you already are homeschooling your children. You've been homeschooling them since the moment they
Birth.
were born or before. So it's like, it's not like this huge jump to be like, okay, now they're 4 or 5. Now we have to do X, Y, Z.
Different stuff.
It's a really slow progression, and you've already been doing it, and you are equipped to school your children. It is just a fact.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Lynette.
Lynette's here. I bet she hasn't tried the salty yet. She probably hasn't heard of it yet. So
She probably hasn't heard of it.
do that again.
Yeah. For sure. I want to know what color of Stan Lee's everybody else got.
Now I want to know too. I saw Rachel had like a peach colored one. Like,
so fun. I love those colors that they used for the for like sort of like the overall theme, like the aqua, like kind of oceany blue. The color of coral makes me think sunset. Yeah, I'm just totally down with it.
Yes. Okay, so how was your Christmas? Like,
oh my word, Christmas was great.
We've been on for 48 minutes and we have not talked about how was your Christmas?
So my Christmas was great.
Yes.
We spent the week before Christmas at my parents' house down in Texas. I got the side-by-side stuck in a very deep like rut ditch type thing. That was fun. And I did not get myself out of it until after my dad was coming along with the tractor and Jared was coming along with the 4-wheeler to come and rescue me from my plight. And after they were en route, Jared was like, hey, try X, Y, and Z. And so I tried X, Y, Z and I was able to get unstuck. So I felt real good about that.
Wow.
But that would not have worked if they had not come like in full force to save me.
Save your life. Yes. Yes.
We went skeet shooting and did a skeet course, and
why you missed our live stream last week.
That is why I missed our live stream last week, and I was absolute junk at doing this. Like I've never shot a shotgun before that time. And I was no good at it. Out of like the 50 or 60 different clay pigeons that were meant for me to hit, I hit 2.
Oh, hey, that's great.
I know. I hit
Congratulations.
So it was like what? So maybe a 4% success rate, but also I I don't really like get discouraged by stuff like that. I'm like, this was fun. When are we
Yeah.
doing it again?
Yeah.
We had all of my mom's side of the family come out to their property for Christmas Eve. So that was super fun. I did like photos, portraits of family and stuff like that, which stressed me out super duper.
Mm. But did it
Fortunately, the
all work
weather,
out?
it did work out. We
Okay.
didn't get all of the shots that we had intended on getting,
Mhm.
because nobody had really like come to mom and dad's property to explore it before. So we were all very excited to A, be together, and
Mhm.
then B, get to go and check out the property and do the side by side thing and do the 4-wheeler thing, and
Very cool.
best laid plans.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we had tons of fun doing that, and then we got back here to the Ohio, and we just kind of had a really relaxing Christmas. Overall, it was
Yeah.
it was nice and easy. We cooked steaks
Mhm.
and Brussels sprouts, as
Excellent.
and we gave the girls broccoli, but beyond that, because we were a little stingy with the Brussels sprouts.
Yeah. They are pretty special, especially Christmas Brussels sprouts.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep. How about you?
We had a very low-key Christmas. Jeff's parents just came over, and then Autumn and Isaac. So Autumn still lives here, but it still
Yeah.
feels like when she comes over, it's like she's coming over because she's always gone. And, and she's always with Isaac. For those of you that didn't hear, I did announce on, the live stream I did with my husband the other day that our oldest daughter is engaged to be married to a wonderful young man. So that is happening soon. And we're very excited. So anyways, it was our first Christmas with him. So that was fun. And we just had a really simple, like, we didn't want to do like a really big meal, put pressure on that. So Jeff said, he said, how about anything you can eat with a spoon is allowed? So his mom brought ice cream and I made soup. That was it. That was it. Actually, we did have bacon wrapped dates, and I told him, you better eat those bacon wrapped dates with a spoon
Or else.
or else.
Or else.
So it was super low key, and like his mom has a whole lot of food allergies, so she can't eat anything we make anyway. So like having a big sit down meal when some people can't really participate. So it was just really, really low key, open presents. That was it. So it was
Yeah.
nice. 'Cause, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, life has just been so busy.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure why. Like,
So
what has changed to make it so busy recently? So just to have that really, like, no pressure, not a huge family dinner or anything like that, it was really nice.
yeah, for sure. I saw a like a meme or some sort of little thing on Pinterest. It must have been like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. And it was like, why do we cram all of these things into the 1 month in December? Why don't we spread it out over like the winter? So in January, you've got your, cookie swap. And then in
Yeah,
February, you've got something different. And then in March, we're doing something like another type of
yeah.
holiday party instead of trying to cram it all in to Christmas season. And I thought, that would be so nice because here in the Ohio, the winters are very gray.
Mm,
And that would just bring some cheer to the most
yes,
gray of the season. It would be cool.
it would be. Alright, that's it. We're starting a movement.
It is what it is. Also, we
Right,
could just
the
like wear the
holiday.
holiday sweaters
Mhm.
during those things. That way it's like we're preemptively getting in there.
Yes.
I've got one friend here who she would celebrate Christmas every single day of the year without stopping if it was allowed.
One of
But
those. There are
yeah.
some people that are like that with Halloween. I feel like that's very common. Like,
Okay, okay.
yeah, obsession. That's not me. I'm not that
It's
person.
not me either.
Witness those people. Yes.
But pulling out like a Christmas sweater like once a month to like do a
There you
cookie
go.
swap that's keto friendly.
Yeah. Well, and people try to do the Christmas in July thing, but that's different. You can't do Christmas
Yeah.
sweaters in July.
I mean, you can. You just got to be wary of heat stroke.
Pump up the air conditioning.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Right.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we need to start a petition with Chris and
Right.
Miriam to get
But
Jared a cup.
but also he can't have the one that's the same color as mine. Can we get
It
him
has to be a
coral?
different color. Yeah.
Can you see him wearing a coral cup?
That would be pretty great. Jared is saying Jeff has some genius meal ideas. I'm trying to remember what meal ideas.
The spoon. Eating with the
Oh,
spoon.
yeah, like eating with a spoon. So, okay, so my husband, if you guys don't know him, which most of you don't know him very well,
It's
besides
valid.
that one live stream, he does not naturally care for tradition. You know, some people just really love tradition and like they do it because it's tradition and
Right.
they just love it. My husband is not that way. He is more like, give me a good reason why we should do it. And if there's a good reason, we should do it. It has nothing to do with it because it's tradition. No one noticed anything.
I dropped my fidget spinner.
So anyways, like, so our dinners, our Christmas dinners have been quite random over the years because it's not like, oh, we just have, you know, turkey and stuffing because that's what we have. No, we have to choose something good to have, and we have it because it's good, not because it's tradition. And so we
Yeah.
did a ramen bar one year where I made all different kinds of ramen noodles and had all the different ramen toppings and stuff like that. We did chicken and dumplings one year.
Solid. Solid. We like it. Yes.
Yeah, all kinds of various things, as long as it's non-traditional. Our tradition is to be non-traditional.
I was about to say something about the whole like doing a non-traditional tradition. And I was like, in my head, next year, you've got to break the tradition of doing non-traditional because it's become tradition. And now you got to revert back.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It always comes back to get you. No, so we have to repeat something that we've done before.
Yeah.
So it's a tradition to not have it be a tradition. There you go.
That's right. That's right. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Did you get any kitchen-y gadget things that you're excited to play with?
No, mostly because I buy all of those that I want anyway. So everyone knows not to get me that. It's kind of like Jeff with tools. We were talking about this on the live stream where he's like, don't buy me tools. Like, you're not going to buy the right thing. It's going to be, I could take care of buying the tools. So kitchen stuff.
Right.
I'll take care of that. No, I got candles. Oh, every year my candle supply gets renewed. I got this one is beeswax.
Pretty.
It's got a little bee on the top.
Oh, so cute.
Mostly I got candles.
Very cool.
That was my Christmas, which is great. I have candles for the year now. I feel like when you're a mom, maybe, I don't know if you've experienced this, when you're a mom, you never need to buy soap or candles. This is just the best mom gifts.
I have never experienced that thing before.
Okay.
That gives me a bit of like sadness in my heart because I've never gotten candles and soap.
Really? All right. Well, now I know what I'm getting for you. Okay. I have this other present that I got. Renee made this for me with her own two hands.
I love it. I love it.
It's great. Yeah. Renee is like the sweetest, most thoughtful gift giver. And she worked tirelessly for like 2 weeks before Christmas to hand make gifts for everyone in the family. It was just the sweetest. And I love my little bunny that
is precious. She and Molly would have a blast making creations for their people.
That would be so
That's
fun.
Molly's desire, is to like find something or like have an idea of, I'm going to create this thing that doesn't exist and it's going to be great. Yeah. And she always puts them in our stockings.
Oh, I love it.
So sweet. So sweet. We, my family did get me a fun kitchen gadget.
Okay. Yes.
I'm still like in my researching phase on it to try to understand it because I've not yet tried it yet. And I have a proclivity to
Proclivity is bad.
hurting myself badly.
Okay.
Like,
That's bad.
Jared gave me one year for our anniversary. He gave me some Wusthof knives, like German knives. And I had to go to the ER to get stitches because I nearly severed this knuckle in half laterally.
Wow.
So I struggle with the sharp things. But they decided that I had matured enough this year that they could give me a meat slicer.
Oh,
I'm so excited.
Is it like a big one?
Yes. It's
Okay.
huge.
Yes.
They're danger.
They're very
danger.
Yes. But awesome.
I know. I've already got like all the ideas working in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to research what things can you not put through the meat slicer, because I've got ideas that are a little unconventional.
Yeah. What's the first thing you're gonna do?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Paper. That was a joke.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be exciting. I'm sure there will be videos coming for that.
I hope so. One of the ones I want to try is like, I cannot find anything on whether it's acceptable or unacceptable, or if it'll damage the blades or any of that. So I'm a little bit apprehensive to try. My dad told me some things I should try first, which that'll be interesting for sure. But we've got it downstairs next, or like in the same area as our dehydrator. So my hope is that I can slice the things and then rack the things and get it going. So yeah.
That's exciting.
Mom, what's for dinner?
Yeah.
So they did give me some cut-proof gloves.
Nice.
I already have a set of cut-proof gloves. So now I've got one for the kitchen and one for the zone where the meat slicer is. So it's gonna be great.
Yes. Jared has his votes in.
He does have his votes. That's for sure. That's for sure. But also, I figured out how to tenderize the meat. Are you ready?
Okay. That'll do it.
I got Jared a meat tenderizer for Christmas.
A Jared meat tenderizer for Christmas.
Yep.
Amazing.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Risa says your children have to get together. Our children have to get together and have an arts and crafts playtime. That would be
phenomenal.
One day.
I feel like Caitlin would rather go adventuring, and I feel like Talia is way more of an adventurous spirit. So the two of them would probably run off to adventure.
Yes, there would be much adventuring and much arts and crafting, and
all the arts and crafts.
Enjoy. It will happen one day. Maybe the kids will be. Maybe the kids will be 25 by then, but it will happen one day. Okay, let's see. Any
Bev asked a very pertinent question.
Oh, here we go. What do you recommend to get started with keto chow?
My box.
Uh-oh.
I've got a suggestion.
Okay.
But y'all are gonna have to go on an adventure with me here for a second.
Okay.
And drop down a little bit.
This is exciting.
I'm gonna suggest this guy.
Mm-hmm.
This is the essential pack, or the essential starter kit. This right here has a shaker bottle. It has, 6 flavors of keto chow in it. And yeah, this is the way to go. Yeah. And I want to say that they've got this on, like, if you've never ordered before, the price tag on this one is ridiculously attainable. It's like $20.
Yeah. And I think
and I'm so happy.
Do they still have the new one where you could pick your own flavors too? I think
I'm sure that they still allow you to pick flavors on the starter bundles. I think that they made that kind of like a permanent option.
Yeah. So if there's certain flavors in the pre-packed one that you don't like or you wouldn't like, you can go the route of picking your own flavors. So that's a great way to do it. And as far as like how to mix it up and stuff, they always recommend to try heavy cream first, just because it's really
Yeah.
heavy. A lot of
Mhm.
people love butter the best as far as the fat to add.
Mhm.
It tastes great, but it does require some more steps. So if you just want super simple, um, uh,
Shake and go.
shake and go, well, if you do that, you do have to put it in the
The
fridge
fridge.
for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So make sure you shake, fridge, and go.
You can drink it immediately. You're just not going to allow it enough time to fully develop the deliciousness that it would develop if you leave it in the
Yeah,
fridge for a half hour
minerals,
to several days.
yeah, the minerals take a little bit of time to dissolve. So if you start
Mhm.
with hot water like I do with butter, then you don't have to have that 30-minute time in the fridge.
Unless you want it cold.
Yeah. Well, I add ice
The
in,
ice.
so the ice does it for me.
Yeah.
But anyways, go with what they recommend with the heavy cream. Fill it, drink it, see what you think, and then there's lots of variations and like the fats and stuff like that, and then you can get into the recipes, but it's like, just start slow because there's a lot. It's a whole world of keto chow goodness out there.
It's a culture for sure.
I thought you were gonna say a cult, but sometimes like you get into the keto chow. You haven't been in the Facebook group, have you?
I don't have Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the Keto Chow Facebook group is super fun. People have so many great ideas, but some people, man, they have their Keto Chow like shrine in their pantry. It's pretty amazing. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. It's a culture. It's a culture.
Yeah, I like the word culture way better.
Oh, it's great.
And I'd like to draw you into my culture.
Yeah. Join my culture. Okay. Before we get off, because we have been on for an hour and 7 minutes, but there are a couple questions here from Michael. Can you add an approximate cost for your milk and bread? I'm not quite sure what you mean by milk. I mean, I have bread recipes, but I'm not sure what you mean by the milk. So if you want to clarify that, that would be great. As far as cost of the bread, it changes constantly. So I've done videos about like breaking down the cost of the bread, but they're completely out of date now because the prices change so fast. It
Yeah.
depends on what brands you buy. The price in egg white powder, or the difference in the price of egg white powder from brand to brand, like massive. I mean, if you find a good deal, you could find something else that's 20 times more expensive on Amazon. Like it's massive. So it's hard to kind of keep up on that. It's not something that I would spend my time continually updating prices. I do try to put I'm sorry, my brain went blank for a second. I do try to post whenever I see a really good deal on egg white powder. So I will just throw that on my, usually on YouTube community tab so that people can take advantage of that. But as far as like keeping up with the fluctuating prices, that's not something that I can do. Okay. Another question from Michael. I'm sure you said already, but what is the best bread video to watch?
Next level butter bread.
Next level butter bread. Yeah. Yeah. That
I
one's
feel like
great.
that one encompasses like the greatest success rate and like the least of all of the choky breads, but it's also the one that you've stemmed a lot of others off of. So it's like the start to the variations. At
Um,
least that's my personal opinion.
yeah. Yeah. I think that's a great one to recommend. Next level butter bread. Okay. Ooh, Martha says, I made the El Ruderai yogurt and there was some gray, almost looking mold on top.
I don't think I
Anything
would
that's
eat that.
colored would
Yeah, color says no eat.
so I would recommend sanitizing the like if you use an Instant Pot, the inside of the Instant Pot and the jars before you make your next batch, and that's gonna help with that.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, anything, and when you do yogurts and anything fermented, they have a mind of their own. So it's like sometimes it just happens that whatever bacteria got in there and it grew, and you can't there's no rhyme or reason sometimes. Like you do everything exactly the same and you sometimes will get a different result. So if you get something that's has colored mold on it, throw it out, try again. That's all I got.
Yeah,
Um,
if it's not the color it should be, then that's a clear indicator to not eat it. If it ever turns pink, orange,
yeah,
the gray, the greenish, like those colors are not what yogurt should look like. So I would scrap it and start over.
yeah. Okay, Bev is asking if we use for a meal replacement each day. I assume keto chow because we were just talking about the
Keto
keto
chow.
chow. How often do you use keto chow for a meal
I
replacement?
kind of I kind of ebb and flow. I do like to use it in a variety of like recipe type things.
Mhm.
Um, and I would say I average probably 4 servings per week,
Okay.
give or take. It's been a little bit less this Christmas season, to be honest, just partly because we've been traveling and knowing that, oh, we're going to be back in Texas at home at mom's house, cooking
Yeah.
up a storm. So I'm not going to really be um, needing something quick. It's
Yeah.
definitely something I like to use more in those moments when I am super busy, got to rush out the door kind of a thing. And it's a grab and go setup type
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah. I have gotten into the pattern recently that usually one of my meals in the day is a meal replacement or complete meal. I almost always now make my keto chow with a scoop of Equip Prime protein, and that bumps up the protein to 46 grams usually. Um,
Hmm.
26 is just not quite enough for
Yeah.
and then also I find that I do better with a little bit lower fat. So I'll do around 2
Two.
tablespoons of butter. Tastes better with more, but you know, what you gonna do? So I tend to do like the higher protein, a little bit low, I'll say moderate fat.
Moderate fat.
It's not
Hmm.
low fat.
Yeah.
And I will typically do one meal of that per day, just depending on when it's the most convenient for me to do. So sometimes it's breakfast, sometimes it's if I'm running out at lunchtime, you know, just whenever it's convenient.
Have you noticed an improvement like in anything tangible by using that once per week or once per day? I mean, like, do you feel like your hair is growing a little bit better, or do you feel like you're just like making any kind of strides in a health capacity for you individually, not at large
Yeah.
for keto chow claims?
Yeah. So for me, it's mostly just for the convenience. It's like
Okay. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of people, you know, they see like a keto food product, especially a shake, and usually because usually it's like there's these claims behind it, like if you drink this shake, it will make you automatically lose weight, you know, like,
That's not
but
how it
it's
works.
not really. Keto chow doesn't make those claims. They're saying this is a convenient way to eat a keto
That's
diet,
right.
something convenient to add to a keto diet. So if I were eating like a standard American diet and then I replaced one meal with a keto chow, maybe I would see weight loss and all
Improvement.
kinds of health benefits. Like my blood sugar would probably improve. Like there's all kinds of things that I think probably would happen. But because my whole diet is already keto, you know, it's just an easy way for me to have a keto meal.
For
Um,
sure.
and it's
And
also
get the
a
hit of
really
protein.
yeah, it's an easy way to get that big bunch of protein in one meal, without, you know, eating so much meat, which I don't mind eating
Sure.
so much meat. I can do that, no problem, but some people have, you know, a problem eating that much meat, so it's a great way to just get that extra in. I do have to be careful, like you mentioned before, about how it's really easy to eat a full meal and then be like, "Oh, I just need a little something sweet," and then have a keto chow hot chocolate or something like that. That's really easy to do. So that's one thing where use it as intended, as a meal
Right.
replacement, or if you're using it in recipes and stuff, you know, just keep it in mind that
It's a whole meal.
It's a whole meal. Yeah. And so if you're eating a whole meal and then drinking a whole meal afterwards, that's probably not going to result in weight loss. My husband does that.
But he's also thin as a rail.
And yes, and he, he works really hard and he does intermittent fasting. And so he comes home and eats like
Burns.
meals in a row and doesn't gain weight. But so it does work for that. It can work for gaining weight. It's not a weight loss supplement. It's just it's a meal. And so just like if you were to eat, way too much meat and fat and eggs, and you're not going to lose weight. Like,
right.
There is a certain amount of food that will cause you to not lose weight or to lose weight.
Right.
And so you can use keto chow within that framework. There you go. Okay. So Chris is asking if I have seen the picture of his photo holding a bouquet of bacon. And I have now because he sent it to me. The look on his face is, it's just so like serious and
austere.
Very proud of that bacon.
I feel somewhat of a twinge of jealousy that I do not have a bouquet of bacon for myself at the moment.
Oh, that sounds good. There was some bacon in the kitchen when I came in here for the live stream, and I will have to see if it's still there when I go out.
It won't be.
Probably not.
It's better to focus on reality and not get your hopes up too high when it comes to bacon in the kitchen.
It's true. Yeah.
And then if it is there, it's like a huge happy blessing.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't set your heart on bacon being there ever. Okay. Well, we have way gone over time today. So much fun stuff to talk about.
Well, there is.
We should jump off.
We should.
On those children's. So
I should just check on the husband because he should be managing the children at this point since he's home from work.
Yes. Okay. So thanks everyone for joining us. We will be back next week, next year. We will be back next year.
Crazy. It's happening. Oh, hey, side note. Okay. I have a video that just released a few minutes ago. So if y'all would be so kind as to go watch my video, that would make my heart so happy and blessed.
That's what I'm going to do.
And I have to go watch everybody's replays on all the things.
Exactly. All right. Everything on double speed.
Jared managing the children. Yeah, right. I don't know. He's a pretty solid manager. I can tell you that.
Well, that's great.
That's his job.
Right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.